Hello again, everybody. Today we're working on the master cylinder and booster from the Rabbit. This booster is no longer useful. It's not holding vacuum. It's causing the engine to bog down. So we're going to swap all of this out for parts from a Mark II Golf. One of the things I have to address is where it connects to the brake pedal underneath the dash, and I think I have that figured out. I went ahead and took the master cylinder off, and if you'll notice, this little piece pulled right out. It's not supposed to do that, and things are pretty broken. We're gonna take the rest of this stuff off of the firewall, rusty and old, broken. Maybe it's time to clean up since we can. Let's do that. When it's clean, it's just easier to work with over time. So we also cleaned up these brackets from the old booster and master that need to go onto this one from the Mark II. I bought it used, so I'm going to take it apart so I can check it out and make sure everything's cool. I also need to take this bracket off of the back because I won't need it. I'm going to replace that with the one from the car. It all fits fine, but there's going to be a lot of test fitting and then taking it apart and then test fitting it again to make sure everything works. The bracket fits, but they don't attach to the pedal the same way. Most people just cut the end off and weld it, but I've got a different idea. I'm gonna put this bracket I broke into the yoke and use it to lengthen up to where the eyelet would go. I'm gonna grind this bracket down to fit in here and then use bolts to make it fit together. It's a long bracket, but I'm gonna cut off more than I need to do a couple test fits. I cut an extra one just in case. Now I clamp this together and drill a few holes. This is where the bolts are going to go to hold it straight. Goes in the yoke pretty nice. The second hole is just to make sure that it's nice and stiff. And that looks like a pretty good start. We can bolt it together. And this is where the other hole's gonna go, but we have to test fit for that. I've got it in place, and that looks like it's gonna work pretty well. And a quick cut to the finished part. What do you guys think of that? It might have been a little tedious to do all the test fitting, but the bracket's gonna work just fine. A little paint and a cotter pin, and that'll be done. The rest of this process is a lot more straightforward. The original master cylinder has lines that move straight in, but the Mark II have angled ones, and we're gonna have to do some bending. We get the old one out of place, and I've got this tool that's for bending lines. I'm just gonna do my best to make them just a bit more bent, and as you can see, I didn't do terrible. It's also a good idea to pull off the tank and check these little grommets. I'm gonna replace those too. Here's what everything would look like if I had stopped there, but instead I took it all apart one more time just for some final finishing. I put paint on the bracket, I put paint on the master cylinder, I took the paint off of the booster, and I think it looks cool. So we'll slip this in here, bolt it to the master cylinder, put the lines in place, pop in those tank grommets. I said pop, but they didn't even pop when they went in. I found a way to clean out the tank online, and I put on the black cap from the old car. It looks really spiffy, and we're gonna press that down into place. We might have to whack it really hard, like way harder than you would think. Like, it looks delicate, but it's fine. There's another grommet that slips into the hole where the vacuum hose goes. We got that in here, and we can now push the vacuum hose into place. Good. Everything from here on out is like a regular brake bleeding process. This is the speed bleeder attachment. It's hooked up. Pour in extra fluid into there. We're gonna pump this up and make sure that it maintains a certain pressure, which I think is 30 psi. While we have it pressurized, we can look for leaks. And it doesn't look like we have any, so this is a done deal, everybody. Thanks for watching me swap out this booster and master cylinder. If you like the music, don't forget to check me out on Spotify. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh my god, I said it. Don't forget my catchphrase.